posso puxar. Vai lá, os dois? Peraí. Isso.
I'm not the biggest fan of building temporary things because there's always a chance that they become permanent.
peraí. Aguenta aí. Como é que vai lá. Guarda no teto, olha agora o trator, aqui falta numa bala.
Eu vou lá, pode virar.
Whoops. Careca. There's starting to show a little bit of fungal pressure right there. See? This is the reason why people spray fungicide here on the potato patches. In hindsight, I think next season I'm gonna try and experiment planting some on that end, on that side of the field, where it's gonna get some sun earlier in the morning. Like here, because of the pergola, it's shaded, and the cool nights, the dew, and the warm days is a perfect environment for these fungus. And I mean, it's not a big problem for me because it's going to be 3 months on the 5th of July since I planted them, and they're already good to harvest anyway. So if I see that this fungus is really spreading bad, I'm just gonna dig them up a little earlier, but I was planning to do it on the 3-month mark, but they're already good size, and I just have to keep an eye on it. The bottom part over there doesn't really have anything, maybe the odd plant, but here this upper side seems to have a little bit more was pretty wet here too because the stream was running along the pergola, under the pergola here between the two fields. So the ground here has always been quite moist, and that could be also part of what created the conditions for this to develop. But I'm back in Canada. I didn't never seen this on the potatoes, but here people have told me they sprayed fungicide like 5 times in the last 3 months. I haven't sprayed anything, so it's not so bad. Hey, what's up? What you doing? What are you up to? What are you up to? Goldfish. So next week I'm hoping that I'll have the water system wrapped up, the connections between the water well and what I call the water closet, which is where the distribution valves and the irrigation manifold and all the valves are. So I'm looking to finish all the connections, the plumbing connections, and then have the actual cabinet built around, the stone cabinet built around, because it's part of the raised bed that's going to be against the outbuilding. So I'm hoping to have all that sorted out, and the lines already put into the garden, although we don't have the stone to build the tank yet, but all that will be out of the way. The guys will probably have the kitchen wall and the side wall built as high as they possibly can, because we're right now limited by this means of lifting the stones. The cornerstones are the heaviest stones, as well as the lintels, like the stone that's going to go above the window. And our winch, our tractor mounted winch, can only lift so high. So we'll go as high as we can. But at some point, we are going to need some kind of a crane especially because on the two-story part, the connecting wall is going to have a whole corner, so like a whole corner that needs to be built. It's 5 meters high from the ground to the very top, and the tractor can only lift about, oh, I don't know, maybe 2.5 meters. So we'll go as high as we can, and then after that we'll have to get a crane. But we're quite a ways from that. There's a lot of to get to that point. Basically, we have a few weeks, maybe a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, not really sure. The small details like the window openings, this takes a lot of time. It's, you know, those stones have three finished faces. So like that big stone has 3 finished faces. It takes a long time to shape the stone. You see the block inside. This is thermal block. The building code right now says that any perimeter wall in the structure, whether it's a new build or a renovation, it needs to be insulated. So instead of building a 60 centimeters thick stone wall that is then going to be covered on the inside with some kind of insulating wall, we already built part of it, the 20 centimeters inside of thermal block. So it already acts as an insulating part of the wall. I don't particularly love that block, but it's building code. So that's what we need to do. The walls that are inside, like the interior walls, that particular wall over there used to be an exterior wall. It's now going to be an interior wall. A lot of it. This corner isn't. But that wall needs to have an insulating inner wall. So, you know, building code. What can we do? But a lot of it, like the walls that are going to be inside that are stone, they're going to stay without any covering. But anything on the perimeter, on the outside, needs to be insulated. So yeah, it's moving up pretty quick. I mean, as quick as it's possible, given the work that's being done, and it's a lot of fun to see this. Yeah.